are now tuned into The Money Zone. Tuned into The Money Zone. Tuned into The Money Zone. Hey guys, welcome to The Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys. And I am just like literally so pumped up to be here with you guys. This is like the first week of what we consider spring, right? And right now we're in the midst of so many issues. Slightly in the pandemic, now the Ukraine and Russia war. Now that's impacting the financial stability of our U.S. economy. So in tonight's show, guys, we're going to talk about prices are going up, what you as a business owner could do, and as an individual could do to make sure that you guys stay afloat and make sure you get your stuff in order. So if I were you, I will share this video with your friend, your family. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can share to any social media platform. If you're watching us on Rip Radio Network app or website, you can also share as well. So don't forget, share the video up to your followers, to your friends, family. Let them know Folasade is talking. But we're going to talk about practical things that you guys can do to stay afloat and really kind of prosper during these tough times. So share the video, guys. We're going to take maybe a 2 to 3 minute quick little break, and then we'll be right back. Hey guys, it's your girl Folasade, the Accountability Accountant, guys, and we have a show for you guys tonight. But let me do some housekeeping stuff and let you guys know what we got going on. So, guys, next week we're going to be talking about tax season is almost over. And all of your tax due dates, tax deadlines, and like all the major changes that we've had so far in tax season. We're going to be talking about that because with all of these changes, a lot of clients have been surprised. So that means you guys did not stay on top of being on my mailing list and knowing everything that you're supposed to know about, okay, as a taxpayer. So guys, you want to tune into next week's show because we're talking about all of your tax reminders and all of your due dates. So if you're just tuning in, tonight we're going to be talking about prices are going up. What you need to be doing as an entrepreneur, as an individual, to really stay afloat right now. Like, you know, honestly, guys, people don't want to admit it, but from the accountant standpoint, I can see that things are getting tight. Okay. I can see. People may not say it, right? People may not say, oh, you know, Folasade, things are getting tight, but I can indirectly see it simply because you guys would not be complaining the way that you guys are complaining. So tonight's show, we're going to talk about a few practical things that you guys need to do to stay afloat. Okay, so what's happening right now? A lot is happening right now. So we're still in the midst of a pandemic, number one. Now we're coming out of the pandemic. The Ukraine and Russia war have occurred. With the Russia war and all what's happening over there, that has now impacted our financial markets in the U.S. In addition to it impacting the financial markets in the U.S., it's also actually hidden into one of the major resources that we consume on a day-to-day basis, which is gas, food, and our basic necessities. If you guys have not noticed, everywhere you go right now, everything has increased. I have seen it. I have seen additional surcharges. I've seen additional convenience fees. I've seen where products have not been in stock for weeks. I've seen a delay in restocking. If you guys are out there shopping on a day-to-day basis and you are not seeing the disparities in how things used to be prior to COVID and now in terms of what's in the store, the consistency and the deliveries and everything, you're not paying attention to the economics that you need to be paying attention to on the level where you are. So where's the problem and what you guys can do? The problem is that we have three contributing factors that are increasing our overall cost across the board. So the moment that the war happened and the U.S. put sanctions on Russia and we're no longer selling or receiving Russian-based products, it actually increased our costs with gas. So let's see the ripple effect, right? So the moment that you guys see an increase in gas, right, that means it's costing the manufacturers or the buyers of those products from the manufacturers more shipping cost. So when shipping costs increased, what happens? You as the consumer has to pay an additional surcharge because of the additional shipping costs. So you probably seen some of your products in Walmart even increase. You've probably seen some of your products in Target, or even your regular convenience stores, 7-Elevens. Everybody prices has increased due to one problem right now, which is gas. The moment gas increase, right, it increased your shipping costs. And shipping costs from an accounting standpoint is considered cost of goods sold. So as a seller of a product or as a manufacturer of a product, right, you have to include that cost into your overall product. So that means a product that you used to buy 2 months ago for $10 is now being sold for $13.50 because of the increase in the shipping costs. So automatically, gas impacts all products across the board. And we're not just talking about store products. We're also talking about food. Think about every industry. Every industry rely on truckers, rely on shipping, rely on transportation. How else are you getting your products to disperse them to your clients? How else are your clients getting their products? Shipping. So the moment that gas increase, every person in the world that is buying or selling something is negatively impacted by the cost of gas increase. Now, I had saw a Instagram video, and I need to probably start clipping them clips and stuff when my team come up with content like this, and then I end up doing the videos that I'll be able to have them for you guys. But I had saw a Instagram video where the person was like, oh, I don't understand why all you business owners are complaining about the gas price when it's not on you. It is, you just put the cost onto your clients. You just roll the cost over to your clients. Guys, that is easier said than actually able to be done. See, this is why more businesses need an accountant, because it's not simply just, oh, well, I have to increase my cost because of this. Some people, depending on your target, may not be able to afford that $5, $15, $20 increase. Depending on your market, they may not be able to suffice that 3% increase. Depending on the product, it may not even be aligned to be able to sell it at that high price when you have your other sellers selling the same product at the original price. So just because your cost increase, if they have better numbers than you, they don't have to adjust their numbers. But you may have to. So just slapping on a percentage or increase necessarily doesn't work for all businesses, guys. So just business owners should be okay because they can send the cost over to their clients. That's not the way to do business. The real way in situations like this is, number one, each individual right now under the sound of my voice, whether you're watching me on YouTube, Rip Radio Network app, ripradionetwork.com, if you're watching me on the shared link onto Facebook, Instagram, wherever you guys are watching, this is where you have to know your product cost. What does it cost you to, one, receive the product? What does it cost you to package it up and get it ready and available to be sold to your consumer? And what cost do you incur to get the product to your consumer? So this right now, the people that is doing their accounting right now is actually winning. It's not about the people that, oh, just throw a percentage on or just increase their fees. Yes, as business owners, we can freely do that. But let's really be honest. Every product and every service may not be able to suffice, or every brand. Sometimes your brand may not be strong enough to suffice an increase. Prime example, some tax accountants, they may charge one fee for their taxes, and I charge a higher fee for my taxes. You will then look at the brand stability. Do they have a brand? No. Do people know them? No. Do people trust them? No. So I can charge a higher price, a little premium with my taxes, and compare and align with also my expertise and experience when compared to other people that's just starting out. So if your brand is weak, then you will not be able to effectively roll out a price increase. So practical step number one. From this moment forward, guys, we have to build stronger brands. So number one step, you have to build a brand, not just sell a product, okay? If you're just selling a product, Then you need to figure out how to develop a brand, because remember, a product comes and goes. A product could be trendy and popular today, and then it's no longer in existence 3 years from now, 4 years from now, you don't hear about it. If it's, so product-based businesses, the stability of a product-based business goes back to the brand. So this is the thing. Prime example, a lot of brands are reliant on Walmart. They're in the Walmart store. Walmart has a strong brand. So now if you're in a store, if you're in Walmart and you're walking around and you see 3 products of the same, let's say, for example, dish liquid. Let's say you see Dawn, Gain, and what's that other one? Palm something or whatever, right? All 3 of those. All 3 of them are within the same amount, maybe 2 cents or 1 cent difference. So the price difference is not the decision maker. The second decision maker is what you're accustomed to using, which then ties back into brand. So you're going to end up making a decision on a purchase contingent on the brand. So what does that mean? You as a small business owner, I don't care if you're a product-based business, I don't care if you're a service-based business, guys, you need to make sure that you strengthen your brand, develop your brand. I had did a consult with a client about maybe 5 or 6 months ago. And what I realized when I looked at her stuff, her brand was unstable. The moment that she stopped doing Facebook ads, she didn't make any money. So how many of you right now, if you stop doing ads today, you won't make money? If that is the case, then your brand is weak. A brand does not need to have paid marketing. A strong brand does not need to have paid marketing to generate revenue. So if you have to pay for marketing, your brand is not strong. Remember, some marketing is for brand awareness, to get followers, but not necessarily to close deals. So, but if you're having to do Facebook marketing and ads to close deals and just to make money, your brand is not stable. So number 1, create a stable brand. Ask yourself the core question that I just said. Do you have to rely on paid marketing for sales? And also, do you constantly have to market to sell? That's another thing. Question number 2, do you have to constantly market to sell? You have some people that can skip a day or 2 without posting and they still will make money. You have some people that don't have to post to sell, meaning they're just posting content and they're making money without a call to action to buy, right? And they're still making money. Do you have to have a call to action to say purchase to get people to buy? Or do people just see your brand and then click it and then get on your calendar or purchase your product? Right now, guys, to get over this hump is to, number 1, develop a strong brand. Sorry, guys, if you're hearing that. Number 2, prices are going up. The second thing that you guys need to do, you need to do a budget. I know you guys are going to hate this when I tell you this. You guys have to do a budget. Trump, is the noise real bad? You guys have to do a budget. If you do not, you can, okay. If you do not do a budget, right, you will always be on edge, meaning you will not be in control over your finances. A budget, against all of how y'all feel, the truth of how you guys feel, a budget actually creates a sense of freedom and actually creates freedom, because you're actually saying, okay, I know I'm going to make $5,000 this month, and I know my expenses are $3,000 this month. That means I have $2,000 of disposable income to save, invest, splurge, okay, and tithe with. So when you guys have that budget, it allows you to now say, okay, you know what? I want to treat myself to something this month. You fit it in your budget and you make sure that you don't go negative. That means over what your income is for that month, trying to buy what that is. Because right now, guys, I know summertime is coming and I know y'all getting summertime fine. And I know you want to be ready and trips, girls trips, this vacations. I know it. Y'all ready, right? Slow down. I already warned you guys a year and a half ago and a year ago, 8 months ago, 6 months ago, 4 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, and I'm warning you again today. A recession is coming. So this is the time if you guys want to do your little trip right now, do your budgets, fit in your little trip, and then tighten up your financial house. We don't know how difficult times could get. Nothing is guaranteed right now. The housing market still haven't adjusted. They haven't reset. Bitcoin did a little reset, not too much. Stock market is still going. It's all manipulated. And it's all going to come falling apart pretty soon when more of these houses go to foreclosure and they're unpreventative. When more and more of these billionaires and millionaires start selling their stocks. And when, you know, we're not able to source gas and oil and other resources that we normally would get from Russia, from other countries, we're going to be in problems. And if we're not able to combat this shipping issue, we're going to be in a financial woe. So what's going to happen? By you doing your budget, it's letting you see, okay, I'm making $5,000, I'm spending $3,000, I have $2,000 to do what I need to do. This is the time, guys, for y'all to make sure y'all save. And you need to enjoy a little bit. I am the type of accountant that wants y'all to enjoy a little bit. Here's why. Because we've been cooped up in the house for 2 years. Have your little fun, then get back in the house and save again. So number 2, get your financial house in order. Because if you guys knew what you were spending every month, you wouldn't be too worried about the gas because you will say, okay, well, let me take my little date night money. Or let me go ahead on and not shop for this month. Or let me cut back on this for this month. Or let me not do this for this month, and then I'll have enough to cover my gas, and you won't be sacrificing yourself. Right now, a lot of you are sacrificing things that you don't have to. So even if you drive for Uber, even if you do hair, even if whatever your business is, the moment that you start with your budget, right, it's the moment that you're getting in control over your financial house. And in this tough time right now that we're in, it is advisable from me to you guys that you start to do your budget. So number 1, develop your brand. Number 2, do your budget. So for all my individuals that don't have a business, and number 1 was relative to my business owners, for you guys, become a household team. Solidify whatever the household is. So if you and your husband don't talk about finances, talk about them now. If you guys are not on the same page of investing or what the future look like, what you guys want to spend, what type of house you guys want, whatever inconsistencies you guys have in your financial desires, this is the time for you guys to put it on the table. Because if you do, it would allow you guys to see, because I had a conversation with another client the other day, and the husband worked a lot, and the wife, she make really, really good money too, y'all. And I was telling them, I was asking them, what does your retirement life look like? Do you guys need $2 million to retire? Do you guys want to go back to Nigeria and retire? Do you guys want to stay here and retire? Okay, so if you guys are going to stay here, would the house be sold by then? The house is going to be sold. So I was asking them all of these questions simply because it is no need for them to be making the hundreds and hundreds of thousands that they're making now and getting it in their hand and paying an increased amount of taxes, then rather for them to put the money into a retirement account or invest it somewhere. So right now, you guys are working all over the place and doing too much because the vision is not clear. Figure out what the vision is. Do you want the big house? Do you want the Bentley? Do you want the split for your house? Do you want the little house? Do you want the farm? Do you want to be able to travel the world? What does the end What does the end look like? Not when you're dying in, guys. Don't think that. No. What does the end, when you don't have to work as much, when you supposed to be in your retirement lifestyle, what does it look like? Because this is the time, guys, you guys have to get that vision in place, because so many resets are going to be happening. So many jobs are going to be lost. So many industries are adjusting. You see the robots are more prevalent now on the streets. Companies are converting positions over to independent contractors. It's just so many massive changes across the board. The landscape that we're in now, it's not going to be the same in 10 years. So you working your butt off to do what in 10 years? What does that look like? So you can know what you need to be working for. Some of you are working and don't know what you're working for. Are you working to pay your bills? Oh, okay, so how much of your pay for this month goes to your bills? That's where your budget comes. Okay, so once you put that money into bills, what's left? If it's $2,000 left and you say you want to have $1 million to retire in, put $300 away into your retirement account. Once you do that, that leaves you with $1,700. Okay, put $500 in your savings. Then now that leaves you with $1,200. Create a $300 food budget so you can stay aligned, and just go from there, guys. This is the time. Everybody needs to be aligned. If you're trying to break generational curses, even if you're just trying to retire with hundreds of thousands of dollars and your house paid off, you have to have a plan. It should be no more working just to be working right now. All of us can be doing something that makes us happy and garners a certain amount of money that might be conducive with your lifestyle. But the issue is that many of you don't know what that lifestyle looks like. So number one, brand identity, make that stronger. And if you're a household, for you, get aligned with what the vision look like for the family. Where are you guys retiring at? How much money do you guys need? Are you going to have a maid? Are you going to have this? Put it all on paper, see what it costs, and start working towards that, and start saving towards that. Start investing towards that. No more every day just getting up, working without knowing why the hell we're working. Why are you working? Put in the chat, working right now. Why are you working? What do you want out of life? What are you working for? If you were to look back right now and look at yourself 2 years ago, are you where you're supposed to be? Have you accomplished what you're supposed to be accomplished? Have you worked for what you wanted to work for? If not, then we need to start now. We need to start now and figuring out what that vision looked like. Brand identity, vision for the family, budgets. You guys need a budget. And so how does all of this ties into prices going up? Prices going up only affects you guys if you don't have your financial house in order. Let me give you an example. Let me see how this look if I was to share my screen. Let me see if you can see the to-do. Okay. Oh, okay. So Instagram is transposed. Instagram is flipped. Okay. So let's say, for example, and this is an example of what everybody should be doing right now. Let's say, example, you normally do your date nights, and now everything that went up $50. So now your date night budget is $250 for the month. Okay, great. So first thing you would do, put down date night, $250. Once you put that $250 down, you just don't go over that number. That's the trick to a budget. You just don't go over that number. You just stick to it. So since the date night budget increased by $50, right? Then that means you either have to work more to succumb the increase, right? or reduce something by $50. So either you make $50 more, or you reduce an expense for the $50, or you just say, you know what? Price is going up too much. That's over budget. We'll just do date night next month. But you can't keep pushing off everything either. But with a budget, you just put the number down and you stick to it. If it goes over, if you don't have enough to cover it, then you have to make more. And that might be easier said than done for all of you that are employees. But right now, if you are an employee, you can be a freelancer. You can work, do your little side hustle. You can provide whatever service you're great at on the side. You don't have to just, stick to the job. And if you don't want to get a side hustle, then this is where you need to evaluate where your money is going. And if it's not enough money, then you're going to have to really be honest with yourself and acquire additional skills. So we're in right now, guys, the season of separation. And I'm going to be honest, we're in the season of separation. The people that realize today, if you go and do your budget, that you're just not making enough, and you go and acquire, not necessarily a degree, but acquire additional skill sets to be able to get a raise, you're going to separate yourself from the people that know that they can't make more money and that's not willing to increase their skill set. So get comfortable, guys, with evaluating yourself, because this is separation season. So it's going to separate the employees, because the employees that's popping off, they're still getting raises, y'all. Ask yourself this. When the last time you got a raise? When was the last time you got a bonus? See, most of the time, guys, when prices go up, when the economy tips over and things feeling unstable, it's still a lot of businesses that are thriving. It's still a lot of employers that's giving raises and bonuses and everything else, because it's conducive of the productivity and the value that you add to the company. So are you making what you're making because you're not adding value to the company? Are you only making what you're making because you refuse to acquire additional skill sets? Are you making what you're making because you're just comfortable just doing the bare fucking minimum? And be honest, guys, we're in that season where that bare minimum is just not going to cut it anymore. So when prices go up, this is when employers start looking at who is really down for the get down and who's willing to put in the work. Prime example, Ellen. They said her show is about to end, and she's giving all of the people that's working with her like millions of dollars of bonuses. Do you think if all of them was average at best, or wasn't performing, that she would be giving them $1 million bonuses? Did they even anticipate that, or they just worked hard and they reaped the benefits of them working hard? Because the harder you work, eventually you're gonna make more money. Either you're gonna put in more hours, or you're gonna garner a higher hourly rate or salary. So right now, guys, we're in separation season. So what skill could you acquire to make more money? What service could you implement into your business, or product or course or program that you can implement into your business that you can make for you to make more money? This is the time we got to start. And I warned y'all, when COVID hit, here on RipRadioNetwork.com, I prepared you guys. I gave you guys step by step. Let's pivot. And I think, Trump, it was right around the same time in 2020, before COVID really hit. I gave y'all step by step of what you guys should be doing to make sure that your business stay afloat. And the people that took advice, they successfully pivoted, still made money, qualified for COVID release, and their businesses are still here today and flourishing. But the people that thought that I was joking or didn't know what the hell I was talking about, guess what? Their businesses are failing and they're slowly out the door. So are you going to take that deep and build your brand identity? Do your finances. And it just doesn't start or stop with a budget. The budget is the first step. But the bookkeeping, if you have a business, it's really where it's at, because then you will be able to see everything that's happening month to month in your business. The third thing, you have to understand the vision. Many of you are not aligned with what your vision is supposed to be. So you're probably not making the money that you know you can make because you're not aligned with what the vision is supposed to be. If your family, your husband, you and your wife, whatever, you and your husband not aligned, this is the time. Everybody need to get aligned right now. Because it's coming. Separation season is here. It truly is. People are still getting raises. I just gave one of my team members a raise, my little old business, during this tough time because they're performing. So if you have not received a raise or a bonus in a few years, then basically you may be just doing the bare minimum and you're close to losing your job. And what you guys don't realize is that if you're doing the bare minimum on your job, then you may be doing the same daggone bare minimum in your business. And you're going to still end up back against the wall, financial house in shambles, and complaining when prices rise like this. If you have your numbers in order, it wouldn't be a big deal. Not because you can add it to the client's bill, but because you can sacrifice in another area. But because you don't know the many areas of where your money is leaking into, you don't know which area to patch up and close for the moment. So right now, ask yourself these core questions. Is my brand relying upon paid ads to make money? Not to get followers. That's something different. That's brand awareness, client acquisition. Well, not client acquisition, brand awareness and brand building. If you have to market, I'm talking about paid promo ads, shout outs for shouts to make money, your brand isn't stable and you can crash ASAP. You need to go back to square one, build your brand. Number two, because we're closing, we got about 10 minutes, guys. Number two, if you don't have your financial house in order, you are never in control and you're causing yourself financial strife for no reason. Yes, doing bookkeeping or having a bookkeeper or having me do it for you might seem costly, might seem unnecessary, but right now, it's not going to be unnecessary when you need your financials to get a loan. It's not going to be unnecessary when you need your financials to see where your money is going. Where's the leaks at in your business? And it's not an Excel spreadsheet, just won't work. You want to have a business, you need bookkeeping. For your households, you need at least at a minimum a budget for your household. And if you and your spouse are not on the same accord in terms of what y'all retirement vision look like, what does the end look like? When can y'all stop working? When will y'all have enough savings? What are the goals? What's happening? Do you have a rainy day fund? Do you have an emergency fund? Do you guys have investments for the kids? Blase, blase, blase. Then you're not prepared for the dark times. And this is just the beginning, guys. The moment the gas prices keep going up, think about what happened years ago when gas was really high. It was a recession. Did y'all not remember? We were in a recession. I've been warning you guys for over a year. Everybody told me I was stupid. No recession gonna happen. You don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about, guys. It's coming. And the only way protect yourself and become recession proof is to be honest with yourself. If you're doing the bare minimum, stop it right now. Set yourself apart. Get your raises, get your bonus, acquire the additional skills. And see, I don't understand, and I'm gonna say this to all my employees. I don't know when you guys got so comfortable with just doing the bare minimum and not learning more, when you're not realizing you're not you're not hurting your employer. You're hurting you, because that means you've been on that job and you haven't acquired any new skills that can make you more money for the next job. A lot of you guys thinking, oh, I'm at Walmart, I can't learn anything, I'm just going to be here checking out whatever. For what? When you could be learning how they do their supply management, how they hire team members, how they do checklists, how they implement processes and systems, how they keep their inventory flowing, what communication systems they operate. This, like, guys, do you know it's so much potential with every job you guys are working at? And if you guys understand what I've been telling you, is that you're in the position right now because those are the skills that you need to acquire to be able to get in a better position. You're not going to get no better than Walmart. You're not going to get no better than Burger King if you're not doing your best at Walmart and Burger King and then trying to do better and get a better position. Because just doing better at Walmart and Burger King is not the beginning. I mean, not the end. That's the beginning, so you can go to another job and make more money, guys. This is the time we got to increase our skill sets. Everybody. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you need to be learning how to knit. You need to be learning how to sew clothes. You need to be learning how to do hair. Because just in case your husband don't have his job tomorrow, you can at least be doing people weaves. I'm serious. Or you could be doing people braids. I'm serious, y'all. And I'm not joking. This is the time to acquire skills, build your brands, save your money, and get it in order. Because prices are only going to go up for right now until it's too many contributing factors right now, y'all. We got the loan monies, PP from the EIDL. We got the Bitcoin that the government is trying to, and the crypto, let's just say virtual currency that the government is trying to regulate. We have all of the adjustments with the 1099K laws. We have all of the laws for Biden implementing $13.6 billion to Ukraine and this and that we as the taxpayers are going to have to pay for. The inflation rate is above 7%. So that means we're paying more for every dollar that we get. And for everything we spend, we're paying more for it. Guys, come on now. We're in a bubble. It's going to burst eventually. And the people that have a solid savings, the people that didn't overspend, the people that didn't, that built a solid brand, the people that have marketable skills and actually are indispensable to a company, because there are employees that are indispensable, are going to be fine. The people that are going to watch me right now or listen to the snippets that my team cut out and say, oh, I don't have to be paying attention, going to come back like y'all always do 6 months and be like, Folasade, I should have listened to you. You did a live stream about that. And I just thought that you was, that it wasn't going to happen. No, guys. It's going to happen. And I want you guys to be prepared because prices are going up and this is just the beginning. It's so many houses being foreclosed right now and they're being quiet. See, remember the first recession happened because of all the foreclosures. They just started recently 2 years ago, right before COVID, y'all, doing them no-doc loans and stuff again. And the mortgage brokers started to get false information again. And how I know? Because they made a few requests from a few of my clients saying, oh, just put that number there and they can amend it later. No, that's not what we do here, Suncrest. So the damn mortgage companies are still getting people in loans that they cannot afford. And so what's going to happen? It's a ripple effect, guys. But the businesses that have strong brand identity, the families that have solid visions, the businesses that have their finances in order, their accounting and their budgets in place and sticking to it, the families that have their budgets in place and making sure that they acquire additional skill sets, marketable skill sets, are going to be fine. But for all of you that think that this is, oh, oh, Biden it's gonna be fine. We might get another stimulus, whatever the case may be. You know, whatever your perspective is, you're just not thinking that it's coming to not an end. I don't think like that, but it's all gonna come to a head. Then you're gonna be behind. It's time for y'all to stop playing, get your financial house in order, and realize those things that I said today. And I said some very eye-opening things today. If you're sitting on your damn job and you're not learning the damn thing, you need to look yourself in the mirror, because you're hurting yourself, and you might be hurting that business if they're a small business. But if they're a big corporation, you may not be hurting them, but you're hurting yourself, because when you leave the job, you're not going to know nothing. And you're sitting in a wealth of knowledge. Right now, as I'm building my tax firm, and the bigger and bigger my business get, and the more and more I have to put systems in place, right? I wish I had more experience working in a Big Four firm. I wish I had more experience working with a Big Four firm, because what would have happened is I would have understood why they have the accounts payable division and the accounts receivable division and this division and this division and this person and all of the separation and all. I will understand all of that. I will even have ideas of how to make my systems flow easier. I will just have more experience. So people like me that hustle hard, been in the business for years, is still looking for that little experience, or that experience that I can get from working a 9-to-5. And a lot of you are in fucking 9-to-5s. I'm gonna start saying flipping 9-to-5s, and you're looking at it as, oh, I'm just on here just getting paid just to pay my bills. Not looking at it as a gold mine to acquire new knowledge, new skills, and demand the value that you are worth. We are separation season, guys. This is just the beginning. If you want your business to be prosper, make sure you go back, watch this video, share this video with one of your friends, one of your families, because I know I dropped a lot of gems about what you guys need to do. Here is my official warning. When the recession happened, this is my third one on the recession, but this is my official warning about everybody. Have your little fun right now. Between like this and Memorial Day. Have your little fun, y'all. Right? But after that, y'all better get in-house and save and do all what you're supposed to be doing and get it together, y'all. Get it together. Oh, yeah. So Trump said, yep, it sure was. Shutdown happened 2 years ago this week. Yep, Trump. Oh, you right. Yep, this week. And I gave you guys everything you guys needed to know to pivot your businesses. So don't take this video here lightly, guys. Take this as a sign that it's time for you to get to not kick up your shoes and relax your feet. Party on down with SWV. Just kick it. No, I don't want you to kick it, guys. I need you guys to save your money, do your budgets, build your brands, acquire skills, and dominate, because the real entrepreneur, hustlers, and the people out here that's about their stuff, they become very successful during dark times. So don't think that just because things are going to get hard, that everybody is going to fall off. Oh no. It's going to be the people that take the actions and the steps that I mentioned tonight that are going to be the wealthiest people within their bracket or within their community or peers come 1 year from today. I guarantee it. When you guys see, you're like, oh gosh, they push it to the limit, just like you said. They pivoted, just like you said. They did this. And guess what? They making multiple 6 figures or rich. Because you guys can do it. Buckle up, build your brand, get honest with yourself, and let's just rock this thing out. Guys, don't forget to tune in next week, Tuesday, where I'm going to be talking about all of your tax season reminders, what you guys need to do to stay on track. I'm going to kind of give you guys my feedback about this tax season, what I noticed is happening. You know, I kind of give you guys my prophecies. I always warn y'all. So I'll just warn you guys about what I see happening this upcoming tax season. Because we'll talk about it next week, y'all. But between us, Congress approved an emergency hire in the IRS. emergency hire, y'all. Thousands, like emergency hire, like anybody. You just got to have like 3 qualifications. And the IRS will hire you because Congress made it an emergency agenda. And we're going to talk about that, guys, next week. So, guys, I'm excited that you guys tuned in on this Tuesday. Please head over to our mailing list so you can know when we have an upcoming guest, because we got some guests coming in April and May and everything, and all of our topics. You guys can also email me all of your questions. So if you guys are watching me on Instagram or you're watching this on Facebook, you're like, Folasade, why isn't the feed coming from Facebook anymore? We're no longer streaming our shows directly to Facebook because our radio show is ripped, y'all. We a little raunchy over here, okay? So we don't need to be shadow banned anymore. So if you guys want to watch my show each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, go to YouTube, Rip Radio Network app, or go to ripradionetwork.com, guys. But subscribe to my mailing list by going to bit.ly/Folasade Radio so you can know how to stay in contact and catch all the episodes. Guys, I'll see you next week. Good night.